Everything is so small when you're looking down from the top of the world, and everything seems so big when you're looking up from down there. And there's one thing you gotta know, everything's gonna change. What goes up comes down. What goes down can come back up. Some days it's all you got to roll out of bed late and take your shot. Some days it all works out, shine like a diamond, no seed of doubt. And there's one thing you gotta know, everything's gonna change. What goes up comes down. What goes down can come back up. Round and around we go. Round and around we go. Dancing with the highs and lows, like a real-life rodeo. Round and around we go. Round and around we go. Hey! Everybody needs somebody to hold on tight and fight the good fight. And everybody needs a long time to reset the sails and clear the mind. But there's one thing you gotta know, everything's gonna change. What goes up comes down. What goes down can come back up. With the highs and lows, like a real-life rodeo. Round and around we go. Round and around we go. Hey! Round and around we go.
So good.
So, Billie-Jo Porter is in the bus with us. We just heard a couple of fully sick tracks. The first one's coming out. So if you didn't get that bit before, Billy's got a new song coming out very soon, potentially around May. So stay tuned for that. And I will be definitely streaming it when it comes out because it's pretty cool. And I like the Las Vegas song too. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, it was just one of those songs that, you know, all of it is kind of true and happened. Like, I always try and write the truth, of course, but that one, just every time I play it, it takes me back to that moment or that month in Vegas. We were just like in it. And if you've been to Vegas, you know, but if you've seen it on TV, you also know. So it's kind of like,
bit mental.
I love that one.
Yeah. Well, hang on, I've lost my phone. Oh, there it is. Thank you, darling. I have a few questions for you.
Oh, God, okay.
Yeah, brace yourself. You're about to tell your entire life story in 5 minutes. No,
oh,
joking.
God, okay.
Okay, they're pretty chilled. The first one is, what's the funniest thing that's happened to you on tour?
Oh, funniest thing. I'm always living for the funny moment. So, yeah, I don't know. think it's probably. This is way back at the beginning. I was playing a show and I had my guitar on and my guitar strap I thought it was solid, but I got too excited and I like threw my hands up
Oh no.
in the air, and then like the whole guitar just like came off and fell down.
Wow.
So it was like a bittersweet moment, but looking back it's funnier than it was right now, but I mean funnier now than it was then. But that's a pretty funny moment. I won't forget it.
No.
Has it happened to you?
Not that, thank God. It's been close. There's a couple of times this one has fallen off, but I've caught it. Like my guitar, like last second, probably because my hands are constantly like here, so it's
hanging on to it. Yeah.
So yes, but that's a fear. Like if my guitar dropped on the ground, I'd be like, oh my God.
Oh yeah.
What is life? I can't deal. But yeah, that would suck.
Especially like when you got a newer guitar as well, like, and it hasn't got its first little scratch on it.
Yeah, true. Mine gets scratches pretty quickly.
Oh, that's a good thing. It's a good thing because you can't keep them too precious for too long.
No, definitely not. Definitely not the way I play. I'm a bit not gentle. Well, yeah, it's kind of, I'm glad it's funny now.
Yeah.
And your guitar was okay?
Yeah, it was. It was fine.
Yeah.
I was like very surprised, but I thought, oh my God. But it's fine.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep.
Okay, next question. What's the highlight of your career so far?
Oh, highlight. I don't know. I feel like there's lots of good high watermarks kind of happening all the time. So, like for example, I just went and played a show with Kevin Bennett and The Flood and Dingo and James Gillard and Shanley Dell down at the Bayview Tavern in Sydney a few weekends ago, and I'm a huge fan of KB, and we've got a track that we wrote together called Real World, and he's singing on it, and we got to sing that as a duet together on stage, and it's a band that I've kind of set me on the path really way back when I used to live in Tamworth. They'd come and play at the Tamworth Country Music Festival, so to be invited all these years later up to do a show with them, that's a real high watermark. Yeah.
And I saw you sold out your show in Tamworth, didn't you?
One of them. We've had some really good success rate in Tamworth, which is good because there's so much going on. Like, the shows all over the place.
On.
Yeah.
They're so busy.
Oh yeah.
So good one.
Thank
That's
you.
Awesome.
Yeah, we had a really good show this year. We had like every man and his dog up on stage with us.
Yeah, nice.
We had like Kyle, my partner, who plays keys, Tom, who plays trumpet. We had Damien Caffarella on guitar, Ben on the bass, and Steve on drums. And then our friend Davey Crockett came along with his violin, and it was just like all happening. And I won't forget that. It was such a beautiful show.
Nice.
Yep.
Damn it. We missed it.
Yeah, where were you?
I don't know. What were we doing with our life?
Do you go to Tamworth Country Music Festival?
We did. We did once. But the last couple of years we've been in America. So we couldn't. But
that's a fair excuse. You're allowed.
Yeah. We this year we were in LA because this is my signature guitar.
Oh so yes, I saw that.
Yeah,
that's
just very
congratulations.
Cool.
That's amazing.
But we went over to because there's this thing called NAMM. It's the Big Gear Expo, and so we went over with Cole Clark to kind of like launch this thing. So yeah.
Tell us about it. How did you find going there? Were people
interviewing me now?
Yeah, I know. I'm just interested.
Oh yeah, well, yes, it's hectic. I'm such an introvert normally. Like I want to be in bed by 8 o'clock, and I'm very happy to just like just be in my own company, in my own little bubble. But NAMM is like the first time we went. Was it 5 days or 4? Yeah, it was long, and it was 5 days of like loud like guitars everywhere, drums everywhere. Like there's a drum room, and like you get earbuds given to you. People walk around with earbuds, but it's still so loud. You have to yell to hear people. You can't hear yourself think, and it's like it's insane. But in saying that, also there's like I love the recording gear room because I love that sort of stuff too, and I got to sing into a Sony C800, which is a $20,000 microphone. Which when I have like $20,000 spare, you know, I'm gonna buy one of them. And I sang into the Telefunken 251, which is also about 20 grand because that's the one Ariana Grande sings into when she's recording and all that sort of stuff. And I'm like, I know about all this gear, but I obviously don't have any. But you can walk around and it's just all there, and like Neve consoles and like, you know, API desks and stuff and like rack gear and like all the really famous compressors that have been around since like day one that everybody uses, and like all the hardware and all the stuff basically, as well as new gear. So, and I love that stuff.
Yeah.
I find it very interesting. So I mean, I'm not a guitar person though, to be honest. I just play it. I don't really care.
Just give you any old guitar and you'll just go with it.
I mean, okay, in saying that, I love Cole Clark because I do the percussive stuff. The phase sensor in Cole Clark's amazing. So that's why I play Cole Clark. But yeah. And I know this is made from black wood because it's the strongest wood, because I, you know, do that thing and I bang on it so much. And
yeah.
I was talking to Miles and I was like, oh, can I maybe get which one, Camp Floral or something? And he was like, no.
Not allowed.
You will smash it. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll stick with Blackwood then. But yeah, I don't know. If it sounds nice, I'll play it. I don't really care otherwise with guitars. It's like, meh. I know that with recording gear and microphones.
Yeah, it sounds like it was super inspiring.
Yeah. It's just so expensive, like crazy money. But yeah. Yeah, so that was cool. But it's like 5 days of noise and, well, actually last time was 3 days, which is much more manageable for me. Because walking around, like, there's people who, this year people knew who I was when I got there, which is very weird. So I'd be walking around or people knew who Courtney was because Courtney's in all our videos, a lot of them online. So people would walk up to Courtney and be like, oh, where's Majelen? and if I wasn't there, which is like weird, but I have to like just small talk for 5 days straight. And I'm not like, I don't know. Like, this is fine. I like this because like you're a real human and you're chilled and I can be like, you're just you and I'm just me and it's like easy. But then when you have to like, you know, do the whole thing for 5 days straight with all these people you don't know who obviously know you, some of them, and have all these questions and they want to know, blah, 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 blah. It's a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, but it's cool.
Yeah, it sounds like it would have been a little bit overwhelming, especially when people start being like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
And like,
who are you?
lots of chit chat. But that's kind of exciting too, because it means that, you know, what you're doing is working and you're getting out there. And
yeah.
So I guess now that you know that people are going to be wanting that extra from you, going in and like preparing, getting the game face on. Having a good breakfast.
Yeah. Actually. Breakfast is good because otherwise, like, you get to dinner time and you're like, holy shit, that's why I feel like crap. I haven't eaten all day.
100%, yeah. Oh, how exciting.
Yeah.
Do you reckon you'll go again?
Probably. I don't know what the plan is for next year, but we'll probably definitely go again. Actually, I might be playing next year. Actually, I've got to email that guy. I got to get
organized. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's cool. Yeah. It's pretty mind-blowing. If you can get there one year, it's very interesting. Oh, I saw Stevie Wonder. Yeah. He didn't see us.
Wait, okay. I feel like we need to talk about this. So, okay, so you're just there, and then how do you just see Stevie Wonder?
Well, so we were over with, so I'm also kind of like, we've sort of teamed up with Sheeran Loopers, like Ed Sheeran's loop pedal, because I play with that now. And so we were over talking to Johnny and Steve and like having a chat, and I played for them. I played like a little couple of things for them too. And then, so they were over at the Orange Amps stand, and Cliff, the guy who started Thanks Honey, Orange Amps, is good friends with Stevie Wonder because they've both known each other for so long.
Of course they are.
Yeah, and so we were there, and like we walked over one of the days, and there was this huge crowd there, and we were like, "What's going on?" And security, like super buff security guards, like just like there must have been like 10 of them, and so there was like a meeting room in part of the stand. They had quite a large one, so they had their own meeting room, and so we waited around with Johnny and Steve, and we're like, "Oh, I bet you that's Stevie Wonder."
What?
And it was Stevie Wonder and having a chat with Cliff, and then it was suddenly like, all right, everyone makes some room, and all the security guards are pushing everyone out of the way nicely, but kind of. And Stevie walks out, and then he just toddles off with his crew.
Just wanders off into Nam.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah. I think he goes every year because he was there last year too, but we didn't see him. But he was singing on stage with there was an a cappella band that was on one of the main stages, and he got up and sang with them. And so that would have been really cool to see, but we missed it. But yeah, he's there a lot.
Wow.
And Lindsay Sterling, do you know her?
No, but I need to look her up.
Yes, you do. She's amazing. She's a violin player, and she dances while she plays violin. And she is so good. Like, her music. And she's like, her whole thing has always been like, she was on America's Got Talent, or one of them ones. And so she's always wanted to, like, dance and play violin. But because she dances, it's like techno beats with really amazing classical style violin playing and beautiful melodies and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, her music's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have to check her out.
Yeah, she's done one track she collaborated with Amy Lee from Evanescence. That's probably one of my favorites.
Okay.
Can't remember what it's called.
I've got some homework to do.
Yep.
I'll go to a
Check
deep
it out.
dive.
Yeah, do it. She's great. So we saw her
Wow.
play.
Yeah, that's a cool thing about like getting in a space like that. You just all sorts of people pop up and you get to have these experiences and glimpses.
Yeah. It's very cool. Anyway, I got to
Okay.
keep asking
Oh,
you
yeah, sorry.
questions.
Yep.
Because this is about you. So why this is a good one.
Okay.
Why do you do what you do?
As in play guitar and sing and make
Yeah,
up
and
songs?
perform and do all the thing.
I don't know. It just really makes me happy.
Yeah.
And I like kind of it throughout my life. I've always been drawn to watching or listening and watching and hearing stories and listening to music and going to live shows. And I had a friend, Rachel Kennedy, who played guitar, and we worked at the Tamworth Hotel together for a number of years, and I was just really inspired by her playing guitar and singing all these great Shania Twain songs that I loved.
Yeah.
And so, I just had a real passion for singing, but I was super nervous to do it, so I had to learn to play guitar first. And and then once I learned to play guitar and sing along, all these song ideas started coming, so I just started writing songs, and that's kind of what I've been doing over the years, is writing songs as I'm inspired, and then it's kind of all snowballed into what it is now. And I feel like my life without it is it's not as fulfilling. So I just keep doing it. It makes me happy. It brings me joy. Gets me out in amongst like people and playing live and just, having experiences. And so I guess that's why I do it.
Yeah.
Do what feels good,
Yeah.
Do what brings you joy.
Yeah.
And no matter what that is, if that's like if someone really enjoys cooking, or someone really enjoys gardening, or also playing music, or whatever it is, I think it's important to factor in those things that make us happy and more fulfilled, because when we fill our own cup, then, we've got more to give others, and, we're at a happier state of being.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good answer. I like that.
Okay, I rave on a bit, but
Yeah, no, that's okay. So the next question kind of ties in a little bit with how you answered that one. It's like, what's some of your biggest influences? And you kind of talked about your friend who kind of started you into it, like doing this to begin with. But do you have any other like musical influences that you really love their music, or like your brain just goes, yes, I want to do, like, you know, I want to incorporate some of that?
Oh, yeah. Well, I've already talked about Kevin Bennett and The Flood, and other influences. Yeah, I guess growing up I listened to a lot of like country music.
Yeah.
And my parents listened to a lot of country music. And my mum was also a really big fan of Carole King.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and also we had the John Williamson family
Yeah.
album. So, yeah, a lot of great storytellers and singer-songwriters have been kind of what I've really listened to and what captivates me. But yeah, I don't know. I've kind of got a pretty wide range of like tastes and just kind of make up songs as they come to me. So they're not always necessarily country music, but they're all kind of rooted in like there's truth in them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Nice.
guess that's what I'm drawn to.
Yeah. A lot of like storytelling sort of thing. That's very cool. Stories are good. And the last question for you is, we know you got a song coming out in around May sometime, but what else is coming up for you in the next little while?
Oh, yes. Well, depending on when this comes out, I've got a few festivals on the go. I'm going to Charters Towers Country Music Festival, which is way up in Charters Towers.
Yeah.
Yeah, have
That's
to
a
like
long way.
fly to Townsville and drive there. And
True.
the very next day we're heading to Camp for a Cure, which is up at Gotcha Creek near Gympie. So it's going to be like this crazy weekend.
Wow.
Yeah.
So hang on. That's a lot of travel in a very short time.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll see how we go with everything. As long as we turn up to the gigs on time,
Yeah.
and we get all the flights,
Yeah.
it's going to be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I'll be playing like all around. I always put my stuff up on my website, but yeah, I love playing live, and so that's something that we do almost every week, wherever in whatever town. And then I've got more new music coming through, and always trying to write some new songs. So
Cool.
yeah, rinse and repeat.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for coming in and joining us and having me have a little play on your 2 songs. I really appreciate it. It's nice to have a jam and just, hang with someone else musically for a bit. So, yeah, thank you for your time. And we'll catch you around, I'm sure.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, I really loved what you're doing. I'm going straight home to practice my lead guitar skills.
Do some scales.
I'm just going to lock myself in a room for about, how long did it take you to get to this point?
I started when I was 13.
Okay,
So 20 years.
yeah, all right. Well, I'll see you in 20 years.
Okay, great. All right.
But yeah, that was amazing. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no worries. Thank you.
Okay, this one's called Las Vegas. And my partner and I, Kyle, we were living in a hatchback. We would have way preferred to be living in something like this. But we had a tent and we drove from Canada, so Revelstoke, British Columbia, all the way down through the States, and we were rock climbing and camping the whole way. And we were meant to be going for 2 weeks, but we ended up being gone for almost a year, living in the tent. Nice. Yeah, so you can understand why we would have preferred something like this. But so we were living in a tent. We ended up just outside of Las Vegas for about a month, and we were doing a lot of rock climbing. And then on our days off, we were going into Vegas to enjoy, what Vegas has to offer. Have you been there before?
Yeah, once, but I was only there for a couple of days.
Yeah, it's probably a good way to experience it if you're just in Vegas, just get in, get out.
Yeah.
But yeah, we saw all sorts of things from the people that are coming in and holidaying, and then the people that are living there, and the people that are living there on the streets. And then you start wondering, how do you end up in those situations? And yeah, we had a really exciting time while we were there. But I came up with this song in the middle of the night one night. It's called Las Vegas. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I got the fever, but bursting in my veins, makes me push the buttons again and again. It's a blackjack, the spinning of that roulette makes me feel like somebody when I got chips in my hands. Las Vegas, city lights make you a millionaire in just one night. Sin City, won't you please cast my last dollar bet? I'm down on my knees, explode into your conscience in the fast lane. I hear your bells and whistles calling my name. Don't worry about me, happens all the time, living paycheck to paycheck. One day I'll get what's mine. Las Vegas, city lights can make you a millionaire in just one night. Sin City, won't you please cast my last dollar bet? I'm down on my knees. Here we go. Take it away. But how long can it go on like this? Only fooling myself, hope this bullet don't miss. Las Vegas, city lights could make you a millionaire in just one night. Sin City, won't you please cast my last dollar bet? I'm down on my knees. Cast my last dollar bet. I'm down on my knees.
Yeah! How good was that?
That's a cool song too. I like
Ah, thank you.
Yeah, we've had some really good success rating coming up, which is good because there's so much going on.
Yeah.
It's really lovely. Yeah.
They're so busy.
Oh yeah.
So good one.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Yeah, we had a really good show this year. We had like every menu's dog up on stage with us. We had like Carl, my partner, who plays keys, Tom, who plays trumpet. We had Damien Caparella on guitar.